Have you ever pondered over the importance of honoring your father? This isn't just a question of manners or respect, but a deeply rooted principle found in the very foundation of our faith and culture. In the Bible, honoring one's father is not merely a suggestion, it's a commandment. The fifth commandment, to be precise, as written in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12, "Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you." Interesting, isn't it? This commandment comes with a promise of longevity, a long life. But why is this so important? And what does it actually mean to honor our fathers? The term honor, in its original Hebrew context, means to give weight or to make heavy. Therefore, when we are commanded to honor our fathers, it means to give them a significant place in our lives, to treat them with respect, and to uphold their teachings. This doesn't merely mean obedience or following their orders. It's about recognizing their role, their sacrifices, and their love for us. It's about appreciating their guidance, their wisdom, and their efforts to raise us the best way they knew how. Honoring our fathers is not just about our personal relationships. It's a societal value. When we honor our fathers, we are creating a culture of respect, a culture that values the wisdom of the older generation, and a culture that upholds the family unit as a fundamental building block of society. The Bible, as our guidebook, doesn't just command us to honor our fathers. It shows us how. Throughout its pages, we find numerous examples of how this commandment was lived out by people of faith. We learn from their successes, their failures, and their journeys of faith. We see the blessings that come from honoring our fathers, and the consequences when we don't. But how does the Bible illustrate this commandment? Let's dive into some biblical stories to find out. One of the earliest examples of honoring a father comes from the story of Noah and his sons. Our tale starts after the great flood, when Noah, a man of the soil, planted a vineyard. One day, Noah drank of the wine and became drunk, laying uncovered in his tent. The youngest son, Ham, stumbled upon his father's nakedness, and instead of preserving his father's dignity, he went out and told his two brothers. This act of Ham was not just a breach of privacy, but a profound disrespect to his father. Now, let's shuffle the scene a bit and focus on Shem and Japheth, Ham's brothers. They took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and walked backwards into the tent to cover their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned away so they would not see their father's nakedness. It was an act of respect, a gesture of honoring their father, despite his vulnerable and compromised state. When Noah woke from his wine and learned what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be to his brothers." Here, Noah's words weren't as much a curse but a prophecy, a prediction of the future of Ham's descendants. Ham's disrespect had implications, not just for him, but for his lineage. On the other hand, Noah also said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant." Shem and Japheth's act of respect, their decision to honor their father, brought them blessings. This story illustrates the consequence of dishonoring a father and the blessings that come from treating him with respect. It reminds us that our actions towards our fathers, whether they are in a position of strength or weakness, can have far-reaching effects. It's a lesson that echoes through time, urging us to honor our fathers, to respect them, and to understand the weight of our actions. Another compelling example of honoring a father comes from the story of Joseph and Jacob. Joseph, one of the 12 sons of Jacob, was known for his colorful coat and his ability to interpret dreams. Despite being favored by his father, he faced great adversity when his jealous brothers sold him into slavery. Yet even in the midst of such trials, Joseph never lost respect for his father. Now, imagine being sold into slavery by your own siblings. It's a situation that would test the limits of anyone's capacity for forgiveness, let alone respect. But Joseph was not just anyone. He was a man of extraordinary character, who, despite his circumstances, continued to honor his father. Years later, when famine struck the land, Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt in search of food, unaware that their brother, whom they had sold into slavery, was now a powerful man in Egypt. It was there that Joseph, recognizing his brothers, chose to forgive them and to reunite with his father. Joseph's love for his father was so profound that he took care of him in his old age. He didn't just provide for his physical needs, but he also gave him the emotional support he needed. Despite the hardships he had faced, Joseph's respect for his father remained unshaken. He understood that honoring his father was not conditional on his father's actions, or the actions of his brothers, but was a testament to his own character. Joseph's story is a powerful reminder of the importance of honoring our fathers. It teaches us that respect and honor are not just about how others treat us, but about how we choose to respond. It's about rising above our circumstances and choosing love, respect, and honor even when it's hard. Joseph's story teaches us the importance of honoring our fathers, even in challenging situations. Opening. The parable of the prodigal son offers another perspective on the importance of honoring one's father. Let's take a journey back in time to a tale that speaks volumes about respect and honor towards our parents. This is the story of the prodigal son, a young man who, driven by impulsive desires and a thirst for independence, asked his father for his share of the inheritance ahead of time. Imagine the hurt and disappointment the father must have felt. His son, whom he had nurtured and loved, was essentially saying he couldn't wait for his father's passing to claim what he believed was rightfully his. Yet, despite the pain, the father granted his son's request. The son then left home, squandering his wealth on a life of indulgence and frivolity. In time, however, the prodigal son's fortune ran out. He found himself destitute, yearning even for the scraps that the pigs he was tending were eating. Suddenly, his father's house, the home he had so eagerly left behind, didn't seem so bad. In fact, it appeared as a beacon of hope in his despair. With a heavy heart and a humble spirit, the prodigal son decided to return home, prepared to beg his father to take him back, not as a son but as a servant. But his father, seeing him from afar, ran to him, embraced him, and welcomed him back as a son, not a servant. He even threw a grand feast in his honor. This, my friends, is a powerful illustration of a father's love. But it also underscores the value of recognizing and appreciating that love. The prodigal son realized the worth of his father only after he had lost everything. His journey of reckless freedom led him to a profound understanding of his father's worth, and with it, a newfound respect and honor for him. Closing. This story reminds us that it's never too late to start honoring our fathers. The prodigal son's tale is a timeless reminder that our fathers are more than just providers. They are a source of unconditional love, wisdom, and forgiveness. Even when we lose our way, they await our return, ready to welcome us home with open arms. So why does all this matter today? Why should we still honor our fathers? In our fast-paced modern lives, it can be easy to overlook the importance of honoring our fathers. But the principles we've learned from biblical stories like Noah and his sons, Joseph and Jacob, and the prodigal son, are still just as applicable today. When we show respect to our fathers, we're doing more than just following an ancient commandment. We're nurturing stronger family bonds. You see, when we honor our fathers, we're acknowledging their wisdom, their sacrifices, their love, and their guidance. This acknowledgement fosters a deep sense of respect and understanding between generations, strengthening the ties that bind us as a family. Moreover, honoring our fathers is a powerful way to model good behavior for the next generation. When children see their parents treating their own fathers with respect and honor, they learn the importance of these values. They learn to appreciate the roles their grandparents play in their lives, and they carry forward this tradition of honor and respect into their own adult lives. Moreover, honoring our fathers has a ripple effect, extending beyond our immediate families. It helps to foster a culture of respect and dignity that can influence our broader communities. When we honor our fathers, we're not just strengthening our own families, but we're contributing to a more respectful and compassionate society. Lastly, let's remember that honoring our fathers isn't just about grand gestures on special occasions. It's about the small, everyday acts of kindness. It's about listening to their stories, valuing their opinions, and showing them that their presence in our lives is cherished. Honoring our fathers is not just a biblical commandment, but a timeless principle that can enrich our lives and our relationships. Let's remember to show our fathers the honor they deserve today and every day.